Trigger warning. This semi-satirical series is for the remembrancers out there. For those who knew what it was to be a closeted sci-fi enthusiast who grew up to love the cultural mythos of shows such as Star Trek, Thundercats, Babylon 5, Transformers, and G.I. Joe. This series is for those who wish to keep those iterations of the mythos alive. Fictoverse algorithms activate.
Yes, Mr. Wolf! Oh, Mr. Wolf, you make me so glad sometimes. It's good to know that there are people in this universe who can actually take a ticking and keep on ticking! Oh, yes, it is beautiful. It is beautiful, Wolf. Oh, I thank you so. I thank you so. I was so wound up. Oh, what they've done to me. I needed perspective. I needed the ridges. What's that? Oh, the captain does not come and play cards. The cards are played by the captain. That makes sense, yes? No? Me? Oh, all right. Yes, no, me, yes, I am very lonely, Mr. Wolf. I should make more friends. I get it. You've said it so many times. Being isolated in my ready room is not good for me. I know, but it gives me time to think. And I need time to think. Yes, take your beautiful Klingon buttocks and take it to where it needs to go. The Picard has to settle himself to get through, hopefully, more than 5 minutes of the first episode of this tragedy. Oh, no. It was passing. No, my voice might have changed, but it's not as painful as that. No. Wolf, go. Have fun, Wolf. Tell Riker to twist his nip. I'm sorry, to play cards and not cheat this time. Anyhow, yep, toodles. Bye, Wolf. Ho-ho! Yes. All right. I have been considering, during my pleasuring by Mr. Wolf, how best to address that which has been done to me. And I think I shall approach it thusly. I shall go through the parts of the episode that make no goddamn sense, chronologically, and then I shall systematically go and rip them a new one, because the ticketing needs to happen now! Alright, where were we? Oh yes. So. I had just been a whiny bitch who got so upset that Starfleet actually did the wise thing and was like, oh boy, we just lost a fleet to sabotage by the freaking Shi'ar, who seem to be sabotaging the salvation of their own people? Looks like they have their own Oedipus complex going on. Maybe we should leave them alone. But no, the Picard that they have made became whiny bitch Picard and ran back to the family plot. My God, it's as if the writers never watched a single episode of Next Gen. There were at least 3 separate episodes where I kind of associated what my father and I's relationship was like, and why I probably would not willingly go back to Chateau Picard. And isn't even Chateau Picard, considering everything is communally owned on the planet, and, it's more like that thing over there where people can amuse themselves by diddling in the bushes and picking grapes. And if they diddle the grapes, that just adds to the flavor. Yes, it's a fine vint, I tell you. Yes, it's called Sweat de Veau, or Pinot Spermois. Young Picard had so much fun bottling. Getting my feet in those grapes. Dad never knew. If he did, the bastard would have kicked my ass so hard that even this Picard might have been a little bit PTSD-stricken. But no. So, I have been sitting around in Le Chateau Le Picard, un français, but surprisingly, having stayed in France for something like 30 years, my accent is still thickly British and Shakespearean. Almost as if I never spoke a word of French in my life. But Starfleet decided to make use of me, although I'm not really forthcoming with it. I really am not. No. You see, there's these Romulans who showed up and were like, oh, we're defecting from the Tal freaking Shi'ar. And it's like, Starfleet Intelligence is like, wait a second, aren't you part of that super special part of the Tal Shi'ar? Like, we have your names and things. Like, we haven't been doing nothing. Like, come on, we snuck Spock onto your planet. Like, come on, we actually have an intelligence service. We're not actually that idiotic. Sure, we're all high-minded up. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not supposed to pick it apart yet. Oh, it's so hard not to. Whoa, he's doing his thing. Oh, I'm left on my lonesome. But anyhow, I have been bitching for 30 years on a winery, and somehow I haven't become a raging alcoholic who's happy because weed is freaking legal in the future, and I have access to copious amounts of good wine. How the hell am I supposed to be moping for this long? Anyhow, because Starfleet realizes that you can't really leave Picard on his lonesome, and they have these damn Romulans who are trying to pull the old double cross, that maybe you gotta sick 'em on the guy who gets off by getting sicked on. But they don't understand history. They gave me Irish Romulans. We're back in the penal era. I am a goddamn slave owner. I don't pay them. They wash my trousers for free. What is going on? When did Picard become like this? Oh, I cannot take it. No, oh, God. Where's my teddy bear? There it is. Yeah, come here, Data. What did they do to you, Data? What did they do? That's in episode 2. I can't talk about that yet. Oh, it's so frustrating, number one. It's so... Wait, what? Oh, yes, he's playing cards. All right. Let's push this out. Let's get through. We've only covered the next 2 minutes. Oh, God. But anyhow, so I am the slave owner Picard, and I am getting my Romulans to pick the cotton. Yes, I know the grapes, but essentially it's cotton. I'm not paying them. And essentially, we've looked at the inside of Le Chateau. It has a grand total of 5 rooms, 2 of which are for me, 1 of which is for my teddy, the other is for my dog. So where the hell do the Romulans sleep? That's what I want to know. And then, what's with these Romulans getting uppity with me, with their Irish accents? Oh, Picard, you need to be way more sensible than you are. Oh, Picard, I know. Jean-Luc, you're not the man you used to be. And the thing is, you've aged 30 years, but to Romulans, no, that's not really 30 years. That's more like a 5-year discount. We're just going to watch you die. We're going to keep Starfleet's greatest captain here while bad things are going on. Because if you were out in the universe, you probably would have picked up on this shit. But no, I have a Irish Romulan nanny, and trust me, I would shit my pants regular just to screw with that bitch and her bitchy whatever his face is too. I'm not quite sure about that one. Far too quiet. Doesn't masturbate enough. I watch him, and he doesn't. He just stands there with a smile on his face as Picard is doing his business. And although I do like an audience, eventually that shit gets old. But for some goddamn reason, on the 30th anniversary of the androids going nuts on Mars, Starfleet decides to call me in for an interview that will be played on intergalactic television. Sorry, my brain melted a bit there. It really did. So anyhow, they sit me down and they're like, oh, so Jean-Luc, isn't it so odd that you got so pissy about this thing? And I'm like, yes, I know. I shouldn't have gotten pissy about it. It makes no sense why I'm pissy about this particular thing. But for some reason, they're putting words in my goddamn mouth. And, what can you do? What can you do? It's not even sensical. For crying out loud. In Deep Space Nine, they invented that little hologram thingy, which I could just sort of stand on and project myself anywhere. Why would I physically need to go anywhere? Don't they have the ability to create a digital space where it's like my avatar gets uploaded, their avatar gets uploaded? They don't know that according to my HUD, everyone is naked and has my bits down there and boobs? No, they don't need to know that. I thought not. And while I'm giving this bitch-ass speech, we have a wipe. A goddamn wipe in a television show that takes us to someone talking with their boyfriend, and we're supposed to think I can't say it. They're not intelligent. They're both idiots. They're idiots. They're dumbasses. They do not even come close to the lowest rank of the goddamn crew on that Enterprise A-. For crying out loud, we've been in space for years. Haven't you seen Enterprise? We had that one fellow in the first episode who was sitting on the ceiling because he's like, man, we've been out here in space so long that we realized that some of the gravity wells which we create don't overlap. So you can find this goddamn sweet spot on the ship and jizz upside down. It's great. It never comes down. It just sort of accumulates. And someday that's going to shift. And somebody's day is going to get ruined real good. But I shall leave that alone for now. But mental note, Picard, find the sweet spots on the new ship. Oh, no, can't go there yet either. Hasn't happened. Episode 2. Oh, God, like nothing happens. And then they do like, okay, we're cutting to this couple who are supposed to care about, who the Tau freaking Shiar squared times 2 on stealth modes are watching. And then we get another wipe, and that another wipe takes us to a Borg cube in Romulan space, where they're kind of taking things apart, but it doesn't really follow, because the thing is that Narada thing, which is supposed to be in the reboot, which has Borg technology on it, was built before they had the cube, which they're actually disassembling. And it's as if, like, it doesn't even damn well compute. Literally, Starfleet's sitting there looking across the neutral zone. It's like, oh yes, you can have that Borg technology, don't worry. It's not like it's hyper-advanced or anything. Yes, it's not like we're not going to be calling in on the treaty and being like, well, look at that. You're trying to get an unfair advantage. We need to start the dickening. But no. They're peeling apart Borg. Peeling them apart, mind you. And just being like, yeah, we're Romulans, we're kind of dickish about this. But the characters we're introduced to like to diddle their sisters. And it's all Jaime Lannister and Cersei in here, and I have no qualms about that. But at least show us something. Picard had the biggest cock tease he's had in a while. I actually had to think about calling Mr. Worf. He was half stiff. What am I supposed to do? If you're going to imply something, you damn well better show it. Especially when you're on your own streaming service. There's none of this FCC crap. Damn right. Yeah, bro. Wait, there's nobody to brofist. Oh. It sucks so much. Anyhow, we're going to keep plowing along through this, and we'll plow it hard, I tell you. The furrows in this field aren't going to get filled in anytime quick. I'm going to nuke this shit from orbit, and then I'm going to nuke the nukening. Oh, Picard is hard now. There it is. It comes to life. Oh, it's that time to open the can of freaking whoop-ass. Because here's what Picard actually would do if this was Cunting Picard. Oh, let's rewind. Oh, the nips are being twitched. So, here's where we begin. 30 years after the fact, I, the motherfucking Picard, realized that I could dick with the Romulans by getting them to send their secret agents to me. And in the meantime, I am going to be high as fuck and drinking good wine and having good cheese imported. And one day, because I'm actually on top of this shit and having secret reports sent to me, I arrange that some sort of archaic system where a reporter actually shows up to talk to you takes place, so I can make myself look like an out-of-date fool, when really I'm winking to Starfleet that some shit is afoot. And we are going to confuse the batshit out of those pointy-eared fucks who are basically my slaves, but in reality are my bitches. Oh, Picard knows this shit like no other. So, I go and I do this fucking interview full of code words and really odd aphorisms, and I will kind of twiddle my dick every once in a while, but make it look like I'm an old man who kind of has the itch. But in reality, I am setting things into motion which will build up kinetic force that will hammer home on Romulus and the cunting things that don't exist. Yes, we are editing out that whole shit with the freaking androids, and we are saying that the Tal fucking Shiar actually destroyed Utopia Phoenicia, which is actually in orbit. It took us all of 20 minutes to rebuild, but we've been looking across that damn neutral zone and being like, ho ho ho, wasn't it great we didn't build that fleet for you fucks not to rescue yourselves? It's as if you had a fleet, a goddamn big fleet, which shows up in the final episode, but we're not gonna mention that. No, we're not gonna do any of that stupid ass shit, because Picard does not do stupid ass shit. That is the truth. Anyhow, the Tal fucking Shiar managed to make a slight hiccup in the Federation's building of ships. For some odd reason, we don't need to know why. They're the Romulans, and they, on the whole, are too dickish for their own good. Trust me, you have to be a special kind of twisted for the Vulcans to kick you out, because behind closed doors, those boys, oh my, oh, Sarek, oh, you have taught me so much about deviance and the logic behind it. Oh, it's such a release. It really is. But we have that damn wipe, which happens as I'm doing all my things, and it shows this idiot who actually has been the recipient of a very beneficial Starfleet thing where some Starfleet person was like, okay, so it looks like we can actually merge Borg technology with that stuff which created left over, and we can actually make a little nanite thingy which can replicate minds that are being destroyed by Alzheimer's. So we can actually add that to the list of 7,526,322,000,000,000 cures to Alzheimer's we have already. How about that, Nips? Huh? But, so we're going to do that. It's pretty cool. But it's also kind of neat because you can kind of just pass it on. You can kind of hot potato it to somebody. You don't actually have to go to the freaking, go to the freaking Medicare center. You can just be like, hey, can you send me one of those little nanites things? It's going to rewrite my brain. And, yeah, good stuff will happen. And Picard will be like, yep, that's great. I would love one of those because I'm 30 years older and I've been looking after these Romulans for 30 years. And god damn it, they've only aged 5 years in Romulan time because they're bitches and their biological systems are tuned far better than ours. But we're also in the future. It's not as if we can't have little injections here and there that'll make things better. Why not? Why not? I mean, come on. Freaking Scotty, freaking Bones clearly lived longer than the average human lifespan in the 21st century. Freaking Bones was over 200 years old when he showed up on the Enterprise, and he's just sort of traipsing around being like, yeah, I'm kind of old now, but trust me, my dick still works. Oh, yes, I invented that. Kirk had me do all sorts of things. Ooh, and Kirk was a dirty boy. He was so indeed. But anyhow, so we go to this stupid-ass bitch and her stupid-ass boyfriend, and we find out that they're recipients of this. But the thing is, they don't actually know they're the recipients of this. And the thing is, the Tal Shiar is like, well, hang on, we can use that little bit thingy. Maybe we should keep an eye on those people that have the bit thingy. But because Starfleet is actually smarter than they think, they actually rewrote stuff because they're like, man, this is something that the freaking Obsidian Order, the Tal Shiar, whatever the Klingon equivalent of that is, they're totally going to come after this because you can technically upgrade somebody's brain. Why not? So, anyhow, we have another wipe. That's okay, because technically Picard is on top of all of this shit, and it's in fact the shot which was fired 30 years ago. It's going to wow in 8 episodes, and I'm going to tell you how. Whoa! Not yet, though. We're just getting to the good bit. We're getting to the good bit of this first episode. Imagine what this could have been if Picard was Picard! Anyhow, Teddy, come here, Teddy Raider. I'm going to tell you a few things. I really am. It's going to be beautiful. It really is. So, anyhow, we wipe to the Borg cube, where a Federation sleeper agent, that bitch there, yes, her, is kind of like, hang on, why are the Romulans so all over this cube, which has been disabled for something like 30 years? Technology moves around, the Narada was built, it's clearly better than the cube, and freak, these Ranger people who what the fuck was his name? The Borg boy we deborgified. Yes, him. Hugh! Oh, yes, because his eyes were a weird hue. So funny. He never got the joke. His eyes, they're not the same color. They're not Hugh. Oh, Picard, you're a brilliant shit. But Hugh's there keeping an eye on them and being like, okay, so technically I am a descendant of the Borg, and I don't want you to reactivate these shits because Janeway put the boots to them in such a powerful fashion that they've been licking their wounds for 30 plus years. Pretty good. Don't want these assholes back. Right? All right. And because we actually have intergalactic communication, it's pretty damn reliable. And if we're actually going to accept some parts of that damn second episode, what is it, where Khan was not Khan, and we can transport our asses anywhere, the reason why the Romulans aren't being dicks is because literally the Rangers, quote-unquote, who are modified humans with Borg technology still in them, could appear at any moment and open up a serious can of whoop-ass. So, it turns out that the Romulans are actually at the cube. They're kind of subletting the cube from the not Borg anymore on the basis that they're not going to dick it too hard. Even that doesn't necessarily make sense, but it's workable. So, we get to the end of the fucking episode. I finish my wink. I look over to the woman and I unbutton my shirt and I rub at my chest and say, well, wouldn't you like to do Starfleet's longest serving captain of the capital ship? And she goes, I would like to do things with you too. And I say, yes, but you're not Worf. So get on down the bench and we fade to fucking black. And that is the first episode of Star Trek Picard. This has been Picard, signing the fuck out.